Alright fam, we're about to feed some of the snakes. Before it starts, I do want to say it's frozen thawed, not live. I'm mentioning this because the majority of the time I post a feeding video or clip, YouTube's AI finds a problem with it. And after I request a review, it might take a few days, but then it goes back to normal. But it's definitely frustrating. Hopefully this avoids that from happening, we'll see. But let's get to the actual video, starting with Magma, the variable bush viper. The thing with feeding is oftentimes the crazy food response they typically have, they don't do that when I film. Magma is a good example of this because if I'm not filming, she'll slam it and flail around with the food in her mouth. It's insane. But every time I film, it's kind of gentle like that. But look at the scales of this snake. It's just incredible. Dragon-like due to those highly keeled scales, am I right? Hopefully we'll get some fang foldage after she eats. We'll see. But first we're going to feed Henry. Maybe we'll get both of them doing some fang foldage. We'll see. Henry, the variable bush viper, is next. That was a good strike, wasn't it? Right in position to just start swallowing. Sometimes, and it's again typically when I'm not filming, as soon as he strikes, he starts swallowing. It's like a speed run. But this time he took a little bit of time, savoring the flavor, I guess. At this point, let's wait for some fang foldage. Hopefully it happens because I've only captured the variable bush vipers doing it maybe 3 or 4 times total. Maybe a little more, I can't remember. But this would be such a good position if he would do it right now. Come on, Henry. And just to give you an idea, this is sped up about 4 times the amount of normal speed. So you see how long it actually takes to capture some of these clips? Anyways, I'll spoil it for you. We did not get any fang foldage from any of my bush vipers, but good friend Ralph, his bush viper, Big Red, did some fang foldage. Check this out. Wow. Check out his Instagram linked in the description. Just some snakes. In the previous video, I mentioned something about the rink owls.
Both of them very laid back, but that food response I was mentioning, I tried to capture that for y'all. I'll show you in the next video.
Well, here's that video. During feeding, I separate them. This one's in just an extra enclosure. But you see that? You wouldn't think this when you see how calm they are while handling. That high food response leads to accidental bites. It wouldn't be a problem, but still don't want that to happen, and that's why I separate any of the elapids that I have paired up, like the ring owls or the albino monocle cobras. This is Oreo, the zebra spitting cobra. Just filmed him eating a little bit. Didn't film the actual feeding because you can see with the high food response of the elapids, difficult filming when you're alone. So I didn't film that part, but what a beautiful snake, right? Next up we have the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Let's see if we get some fang foldage. Close. I can usually count on this one to do it, and this is going to lead to something else that happens. So a lot of times, I'm sitting there for minutes to even close to an hour waiting for fang foldage to happen. But something like this sometimes happens where they turn the opposite direction and do it. You see that? That's happened many times. It's unfortunate, but oh well.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I wish you would have showed us. But oh well. Love you. Next, Urshi Marie, the Copperhead. Wow. Now terrestrial vipers, those that live on the ground, typically strike and let go, and then track down the prey after the venom does its job. They do this so they can avoid any damage from the prey, like getting scratched or bit. But then there's other terrestrial vipers like the gaboon viper, rhino viper, puff adder, all those in the Bitis genus will bite and hold on. They'll lift their head up off the ground too to make sure the prey doesn't get traction on the ground. So it's interesting, these different behaviors. But those that typically bite and release, some will still hold on. Just depends how they're feeling, I guess. But Urshi Marie did that this time. So I capture the fang foldage either if they strike and release, I'll capture it then, or after they finish eating. So at this point, gotta wait till Urshi finishes eating. I can usually count on this one to do fang foldage, just like the Eastern Diamondback. Let's see if it happens. What do you think? You think it will? Pretty close. Even though this footage is sped up, you can see what I'm waiting for. Right there would have been great if the fang swung out, but it didn't. And at this point, I put the phone on 0.5 zoom, and it just looks so funny to me when they come up close like this. I thought it was pretty funny. This would have been a great angle, just like with Henry the Bush Viper. If Urshi would have done it right now, that would have been so cool. But instead we get another goofy shot. But I'm actually liking this 0.5 angle. What a beaut. This is the melanistic Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. You can see the food right there. Bit and released. There we go. We got one fang foldage right there. This is still before the girl ate her food. I could tell that there's probably another fang foldage about to happen just based on these little mouth openings. And guess what? Wait for it. It happened again. Good job. Now here's a little coral cobra. I haven't shown this one off in so long, since this one is at a friend's house now. And look at this beautiful banded rock rattlesnake. How incredible is this? The belly is pinkish. You can't tell on video, but it's such an incredible snake. But as these last clips play, I'll end it off. There's going to be some more fang foldage, so stick around. But if you enjoyed, click like, click subscribe, and a big shout out to my channel members. If you want to support, become a channel member, get early access to videos, exclusive videos, and shout out at the end. Also, big shout out to my Patreon members. If you want to support me over there, you also get early access and exclusive content and a shout out at the end. And a big thank you to those that donate in other ways. But I love y'all. Be back soon. Here's another Copperhead. There's a little slight opening. 2 slight openings. Here we go. You ready? Fang foldage. And here's a partially striped Copperhead. Watch this. Wow, what a way to end it. Love y'all. Be back soon.